Welcome to Ethanol Producer Magazine's top headlines from the past week. I'm your host, Jacob Noterman. Before we get started, we'd like to thank today's sponsor, the 34th Annual International Fuel Ethanol Workshop and Expo, taking place June 11th through the 13th in Omaha, Nebraska. The FEW provides the global ethanol industry with cutting-edge content and unparalleled networking opportunities in a dynamic business-to-business environment. Learn more at fuelethanolworkshop.com. Representatives of the ethanol industry are speaking out to condemn reports that the U.S. EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt granted an undisclosed small refiner hardship waiver to a refinery owned by a billionaire Carl Icahn. The waiver allows the refinery to bypass its renewable volume obligations under the renewable fuel standard. Growth Energy has spoken out to criticize the relationship between Icahn and Pruitt. Quote, Carl Icahn interviewed Scott Pruitt for the job, and now Icahn stands to make millions more from the secret EPA handout, said Emily Score, CEO of Growth Energy. This is just one more example of the EPA taking money out of the pockets of American farmers and undermining President Trump's promises to rural communities. On May 2nd, the Advanced Biofuel Association submitted a petition for review with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit to sue U.S. EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt. The petition challenges EPA's process for granting exemptions from compliance under the renewable fuel standard to small refineries. It asks the court to review the U.S. EPA's decision to modify criteria to lower the threshold by which the agency determines whether to grant small refineries an exemption for the RFS for reasons of disproportionate economic hardship. According to the petition, this modified criteria or lower threshold was applied to exempt an unknown but reportedly historically high number of refineries from their 2016 and 2017 RFS obligations. To date, the EPA has refused to provide basic information about the refineries that received exemptions or the agency's rationale for granting individual exemptions. Chempolis, Fordham, and Numaligarh Refinery Limited have formed a joint venture to develop a biorefinery in India that will convert 300,000 tons of bamboo annually into ethanol, furfural, acetic acid, and biocoal. Construction on the project, located in Assam, India, is scheduled to begin this fall, with operations currently expected to commence in 2020. The plant's central processes will be based on Chempolis's patented Formica biotechnology. NRL owns 50% of the joint venture that is developing the project, while Fordham and Chempolis hold 28% and 22% ownership, respectively. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with more of the ethanol industry's top stories.